ROCCAT picked up the first win in the series.
Yes, they did 1-0 up in the series, and in my opinion, it was closer than what I had expected, at least but it is the first game in a series. What made it that it was not a landslide for ROCCAT?
It was eventually that dive that went wrong, but before we delve into that, it started actually off with a poor lane swap from Huma. We can get it on the screen immediately, where Huma don't bounce, and then Jankos, you here as a macro expert, you know, under the wings of Prolly. How important is it to bounce that wave?
I mean, this wave is kind of important just because if you bounce this wave, your top lane can get a lot of free farm. And then even if you are faster on the swap, you just basically can get top turret faster and you have like the tempo. And right here, if you don't bounce the wave, enemy top lane can just, you basically match and enemy top lane gets all the farm and then, you know, the game is kind of hard. Also, what happened here, like Ramos got all the farm. He was even in CS with Graves, which shouldn't ever happen. Because if Ramos can get his power spike fast, then yeah, I mean, he'll be just so much stronger than Graves. Also, what happens here, they need to make Nidali come here just because she has to help them push this wave in. So Graves is safe here, safe from the ganks. And instead of farming Wolves or Grump, which will be up soon, she will just try to kind of poke the Ramos for some reason, and they cannot dive him, they cannot kill him. So basically Gragas will be even as well. So yeah. I think there is a lot of mistakes from Huma side on lane swap. I think there's a lot of mistakes from Rude as well in terms of jungling. If you are even as Nidali versus Graves versus Gragas, especially on lane swap where you can farm so much faster, then you screwed up something.
Jankos, you are H2K. H2K are as you said already, with probably really good at lane swaps. What if you're a team and you're being lane swapped on or something happens in the early game and you know that you actually don't know how to react? What should be the right course of action in that case?
I mean, well, it depends on the players. I overall think that coach should teach the players how to lane swap because, well, coach is the brain of the team, right? So if a team is doing lane swap right, that means the coach is actually a good coach. And if the team is failing someone in the lane swap, well, that means probably coach didn't like teach them properly. And then obviously if something comes up because enemy cheeses you or something, then it's up to the players to actually do something. They have to use brain as well. It's very similar to level 1. But yeah, overall, I think something went wrong with the Cubs there, I guess.
That's from talking to Prolly in interviews too. He seems to be very, from what I feel, responsible. If something goes wrong, it's my fault. However, if we have some more split-second decision-making, like a dive, for example, hypothetically speaking, of course, or do we have actually a replay of that?
We do.
Surprisingly, failed dive here. Is this on the coach, Jankos? Because you had some feelings regarding the Ramos teleport here going in. This is a dive that goes wrong for ROCCAT.
I mean,
Did the coach teach you that, or is that you?
I mean, no, that's completely on the players. I mean, here, I just feel like Ramos should TP so much faster because if they plan the dive, they know that they will dive, right? So if Ramos would tank the turret, the dive would be so much better. And here, we see TP from Ramos, that's like more reactive TP. And Graves is already there, you know, he killed like 2 of your guys, and now you're kind of doomed. But if Ramos would be here faster, if you tank the turret, if you taunt someone, and then if they would try to run, obviously Gragas would be behind them. So they had nowhere to go. Just use the TP faster, think about it, you know. You will lose 5 creeps top, but you will gain 2 kills and turret bot, and the game just snowballs so hard.
Yeah, I do like the reaction from Huma there as a team, the instant teleport as a reaction at least, and then the ball on Holy Phoenix. He just flashes in on Ezel to get another auto attack off, and then he ends up shifting out on 1 HP. Completely turned the game around because ROCCAT was, just like Jankos said in the first replay, so in a good state in the game because the Ramos got to CS a lot earlier. Because if you keep swapping around, Ramos will be starved 20 CS, maybe 25. At the point where he now at 50, and then he gets the double item spike so quickly, and it was so hard for Huma to deal with that.
Yeah, ROCCAT getting the upper hand. Finally, let's take a look at the Baron fight you guys wanted to examine a bit closer to close this one out.
Yeah, it all starts with just Wika's face checking here. When his jungler has vision on Barons, that for me is
and
a really big
trolling.
mistake.
I mean, it's not mistake, it's trolling actually.
Yeah,
because what is he doing here? Like his jungler is on the Nashor, he's cleaning the wards, he's kinda safe, but what is Braum doing?
But then, what follows here is a chase, and we'll speed through that. The more important part is that they end up at the Baron in a 5v3 situation, but then ROCCAT is trolling it a bit, and as a team that knows to troll a little bit around Baron like H2K,
yeah,
what should have been the course of action here?
I have some experience with Baron trolling because we tend to do it a lot in H2K and probably hates us for that. So basically, when they started the Nashor, they should have either finished the Nash, either turn faster. They should make the decision like when they were doing the Nash. Or maybe a little bit faster. Also, I felt like they should have went to Nash way faster. And then I felt like they should go for the 50-50, and then even if Huma would steal the Nash, they would try to get aced. So instead, what happened is, you know, Graves got poke off on Azir, on the carry Lucian, and then they just have to peel back, and it gave Huma the upper hand, and then they rotate mid and take mid turret. So the game, again, was even for some stupid reason, you know?
Yep.
You see how easy it is when you look out from me.
We don't have the replay here, but at one point, the Graves teleports in, and he got ignited, and then he zoned everybody off. If he got exhausted right there, he probably would have died. So
that is some micro that turns out to be very interesting and very important in the long con. We'll see what happens in the next game. With a win on the board for ROCCAT, the pressure is on Huma to tie things up in Game 2. This battle to join the LCS will continue right after this.
The barrel will kill Jiswika. Holy Phoenix is trying to get a kill back. Whirlip teleported in with the double collateral damage. It's not done yet. Godbro's got his first champion farmed of the game. Cast is going to be the target. Stand behind me. Allows him to hop over the wall to Holy Phoenix. Holy Phoenix dodges some of the culling, but it won't be enough.
I'm coming.
Let's go. Turn.
Okay.
Wait for Betsy.
I'm moving.
I'm still behind him. I'm still behind him.
I'm behind him. LeBlanc. I got LeBlanc.
Nice. Airwax connects onto Godbro, throws him back into the team with the cast. Everybody from Huma's trying to peel away. Freddy's down. Airwax is down. ROCCAT destroy Huma's base.